This video is part of the Part-Time Student Orientation video series for eAchieve Academy. During these videos, we have a few objectives. We're going to show you how to access your classes, how to navigate in Blackboard, how to find and submit work, how to work on mobile devices such as your iPad, set some student expectations, learn about parent monitoring tools, and set a plan for success this year at eAchieve Academy. So, first, to start off, to ensure that you have the right courses and that your logins work, please go to eachieve.com and click Login. When you do so, you will be brought to Blackboard, and you will look in the My Classes area and see the Student Resource Center and any other courses that you are registered for eAchieve. If you are missing a class that should be on the list, it's possible that it's a second semester course, or if you think you're registered for a first semester course and don't see it here, please contact your face-to-face counselor. Also, we want to check that your email works. So go to gmail.com and sign in with your school email address. Your school email address is the same one that you would use at your face-to-face school. We want you to get into a habit of logging into both eAchieve and Gmail on a daily basis to check for feedback and information from your teachers. So, as I said, what's your login? Your eAchieve login is the same as the one you use to access face-to-face classes with Blackboard Pages. So, as you saw in the list, you had the Student Resource Center and your eAchieve course. If it's a year-long course, it should be listed there already. If it happens to be a course that doesn't start until second semester, you won't see that on your list until January. In the Student Resource Center, it's very important that you take a look at the following activities. Before you start working on your courses, check out the section on First Things to Do, Doing School on Mobile, and the My Login section. The My Login section will have information on how to access the resources you'll be using for your eAchieve courses. So, let's take a tour and see what an eAchieve class looks like. So, the main things to look at when you are looking at logging into a course, you want to check the Getting Started button, always want to read the announcements, take a look at your pace chart. Your pace chart is the list of activities that you will be doing for each of your courses and shows you the items that are going to be turned in for a grade or things you need to do for practice. If you want to know the information about who is your teacher, click on the Staff Information button. Now, when you're working in eAchieve, something that may be different from what you're used to face-to-face is that all of your assignments and assessments are built into Blackboard and will be submitted in Blackboard, not via email. So we'll take you through some how-tos after this presentation of how to get to where you find your assignments and assessments, but in most cases you're going to be looking in the Lessons button or in the Unit buttons for all of your content and where you find your assignments and turn those in. Now, if you are somebody that's working from an iPad, there's a whole section in the Student Resource Center on doing school on mobile. And there's lots of tutorials there that will show you how to access different apps, how to access your e-sessions, which are our live classes, how to find and submit assignments. So make sure you check out that Doing School on Mobile button in the Student Resource Center. If you do have any questions, feel free to contact your teacher. Now, we've talked about using those mobile devices. There are some times where when you're working on an iPad, you may find things that don't work as well with your eAchieve courses, and that'll be coming up just a little bit later. But if you are going to be working on your iPad to try to do some of your course, we do suggest that you use the browser on your iPad rather than the Blackboard Learn app. We've just found that it works better to access courses. So when you're accessing courses, use Safari or Chrome to log into Blackboard. You'll also want to download the Blackboard Collaborate app to access those live e-sessions. That's where your teacher is doing their teaching live once every week. And if you don't have it already, we also suggest that you have the Gmail app so it's easy to check your email. Now, as I was talking about, the iPad versus the computer, most of our classes work off of a Holt McDougall textbook. Now, there are things in those textbooks that are Java or Flash based and therefore won't work on your iPad. So if you're finding something like a video or a practice or something like that that you can't access it on your iPad, try using a computer to access that information. So that's the end of the first video, how to get into your classes and some of the things you need to get started with eAchieve. Our next video will talk about student expectations.